Hey guys and gals, Granddaddy P here. Can we chat for a while? I think we need to talk. As you know, and some of you get very angry at me, I know, but as you know, I consider South Korea my second home. I haven't been there in a while, but I consider it my second home. Of course, here in the States is obviously my first home. So I care a lot about Korea. I have family in Korea. I watch it as closely as anyone can without being in government from the sidelines. And I do the best I can. But I've been watching something. And honestly, it's a trend. And it's not a good trend. Actually, it's an awful trend. And I'm praying that South Korean society, its government, its people, will wake up soon to what's going on. I'm going to throw some names out just to get this thing started. But it's much more than this. Here we go. Lee Sung-kyun, Sully, Kim Se-dan. Wow, I messed that up. Kim Se-dan. I mean, and there are others. So many others. In fact, there are so many others that in 2024 alone, over 14,000 people in South Korea took their own lives. And that begs the question, what the hell is going on in South Korea? There are suicides everywhere, I understand that. I'll bet there are more in the United States, but we're so much larger. We're looking at a country of approximately 50 million people compared to a country of 340 million. So, it doesn't matter what size country you are. It doesn't matter if it's 10, or if it's 100, if it's 1,000. In this case, we're talking over 14,000. Why? What's going on? It all can't be financial, although I'm sure that has some that's part of it. It can't all be that. South Korea is an Asian tiger. I actually lived there from 1981 to 1991. My wife was in Gwangju in 1980, and we know what that means. She survived. So, I know a lot about Korea. I was there for most of the Chun Doo-hwan presidency and a good portion of the No Tae-yu presidency. And then I went back home. When I got to Korea in 1981, it looked far different than it did in 1991. And now it looks completely different. The Korea I remember, the Korea that's in my head, obviously is not the Korea I see online. And I look online a lot. I look all over South Korea, especially Seoul, of course. I like to see what's going on. I look at cameras. I love to look at the Banpo Bridge, right? Banpo / Jamsil Bridge. All over. I just, downtown, Seoul Station, Gwanghwamun, all of it. So I see that the place is different than I remember it. And that's okay. It grew. But I think its growth did something. When I was in Korea, and I was there a long time, Koreans were very, I can't think of the word right now. They had a lot of grace towards other people. They're very compassionate, had a lot of grace towards other people. All I needed to do was walk into any establishment, and I did this a lot. In fact, I would walk far away, far away from the military or U.S. stuff. And I didn't speak the language, tiny little bit, joke them. But all I had to do was say something in Korean, make an attempt, and the doors opened. It was incredible. Of course, I remember a story. Here's a story. Back then, I was a young man and I still smoked cigarettes. And I actually liked some of the Korean cigarettes. I would buy Seoul Sambe. And I would walk in and order it. Seoul Sambe Hangab Juseo, and it worked. And I'd say either Omayo or Omayimnika, but then the problem would begin. They'd answer me in Korean. And I had no clue what numbers meant. I didn't know. So then I'd look stupid and they'd write it down and then I'd pay them. But I tried. And they were very gracious. Lots of grace. I have a feeling that has... I'm not there. But I have a feeling that a lot of that has probably disappeared. Competition is so fierce. The need to succeed is so fierce and so relevant that when you don't, you think about the other option, the Kim Se-ran option, the Lee Sun-gyan option. And things are so competitive that if you make a mistake, you used to be forgiven. I don't see that anymore. Again, I'm not there. You can tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm fine with that. But it looks to me, at least for the things that I watch, that there's no forgiveness, no grace, no compassion, just off with their heads. I want you to think about this. Only 7-8 minutes. Okay. All right. I want you to think about this. We're chatting. When I was 18, I'll tell you, I'm 68, so that's 50 years ago. They had just changed the drinking age to 18. It was 21, they changed it to 18. Years later, they changed it back. Smart move. Okay, so I was allowed to drink legally at 18. I'll be honest, I started before that. I'm not going to tell you that story, at least not today. But I started younger than 18. But by 18, I could legally walk into a drinking establishment, sit down, order drinks, and drink them. At 18. Well, at 19, 1 year later, in my second year of being a so-called adult back then, I had a DUI. It wasn't a big deal. Times were different. And I got a 3-month suspended sentence. Not suspended sentence, what am I trying to say? 3-month suspended license. There we go. Now, I was in the military, and I was home on leave when I did that. So I had to go back to the other state where I was stationed, send in my driver's license. My dad went to court, pleaded me out, pleaded guilty, because I was. That was the end of it. I didn't get my license back 13 years later. It's another story, but it doesn't matter. I had other licenses, but my New Jersey license I didn't get back for 13 years. But I want you to think about that. Legal at 18, mistake at 19. But guess what? I'm 68 and I'm still here. Kim Se-ran. In my country now, adulthood is 21. I guess it's a little younger now in Korea. I'm not sure. I think it is. But let's just use that. Kim Se-ran turns adult at 21. At 22, she makes the same mistake I did. Except she actually hit something. No people, no cars. A transformer. And she paid through the nose for that. She paid 57 businesses out of her own pocket to cover their expenses. But, so at 21 she's an adult. At 22 she has her mistake. And lo and behold, by 24, she's no longer with us. It's amazing. Where's the compassion? Where's the forgiveness? No second chances? No redemption? That was it. She could not overcome that. The media wouldn't let her overcome it. Netizens wouldn't let her overcome it. And I guess the public would not let her overcome it. So much so that she could not work 2 years. And when she tried to work outside her profession, because she's been an actress since she was 8 or 9, when she tried to do something like work in a freaking coffee shop, when they found out where it was, the shop would be hounded, the place of business would be hounded, and they'd have to fire Kim Se-ran. I want you to imagine being 22, 23, 24. You can't work in your profession. You can't work out of your profession. In fact, you can't work. You can't work. And you owe money. Lots of it. That was her problem. There was no compassion. There was no redemption. There was no forgiveness. There was no second chances. Basically, Korean society killed Kim Se-ran. Simple as that. We can say the same for Lee Sun-yeon. I don't know that Lee Sun-yeon was completely innocent of everything. He's an adult man. He's a 48-year-old man. He might have been places he shouldn't have been. Who knows? But there were no drugs in his system. He tested twice. But they wouldn't leave him alone. And because they wouldn't leave him alone, his contracts were canceled. His endorsements were canceled. And his bills were now piling up. His fees and penalties were piling up into the millions. And he saw only one way out. And he did it too. Again, no compassion. None. No forgiveness. No redemption. And no second chances. I'm an outsider. I understand that. I'm not there. I would like to be there, but I'm not. So I can only speak of what I see from a distance. But what I see from a distance is exactly what I'm talking about. In Kim Se-ran's case, a mistake at the age of 22 should not have been a death sentence. I don't know about you, but when I watched that go down, and I watched her perp walk her 3 times into court, and I watched all that, I knew it wasn't going to be long. Then every time she posted something, not the death threats, but the hate speech would come up. I knew it wasn't going to be long. Every time she got fired from a job, I knew it wasn't going to be long. 2 years was it. That's all she could take. 2 years. 2 years. The darling of the Korean cinema. South Korea's little sister. Turned into persona non grata. Anathema. Overnight. That's sad. And it's more than sad. It's more than sad. It's dangerous. I told you about the mistake I made when I was 19. Well, I'm 68. It's not like I haven't made a single mistake since 1968. But I'm 68. I'm still here. But South Korea is so unforgiving, so competitive, so bent on destroying your opposition. Agencies do it. Fandoms do it. All you have to do today is look at BTS Army, Blinks. I forget, what are they? Fear Nots and Le Seraphim. I forget what new jeans are called. And now you have Baby Monsters. And it's insane. They fight amongst each other. And they try to destroy each other's idols. Jessie. Jessie, I think it was either Itaewon or Gangnam. Out late at night, she actually tried to intervene and stop a kid from being beat up. It almost got her canceled completely, and it did cost her 5 months hiatus, which means no work, no income for 5 months. She didn't do anything. It didn't matter. Didn't matter. It got reported one way, and the Nets went, pow, another person we can eat. Another person we can eat. 10 days ago, Kim Sae-on made the most rash decision anybody can make. 10 days. Within those 10 days, netizens have attacked Lee Ji-ah, actress, for things her grandfather did. Lee Ji-ah didn't know her grandfather. He died when she was 2. Didn't matter. They're still attacking her. She's having to apologize and apologize and apologize. And she didn't do anything. Remember Kim got on from Le Seraphim? Drummed out of the business at age 16 for cursing at a girl when she was 12. Now, she might be back in the acting profession. She's in school. But they drummed her right out of K-pop. Right out. 16. They ruined her career, possibly changing her life forever. While the other 5 girls of Le Seraphim are getting filthy rich, she's not. They destroyed her. At 16. Well, there's a new group today that is debuting. I believe it's today. Called Hearts to Hearts. It's an SM Entertainment pop group, girl pop group, K-pop group. One of the girls in that group is named Jung. In English would be Ian. I-A-N, but I'm guessing in Korean it's going to be Eon. My name is Alan in English, and it's Alan in Korean, so I'm going to guess it's Jung Eon. Guess how old she is? 16. 16. 16. And what's going on? Anonymous posts. It's always anonymous posts, isn't it? Anonymous posters talking about her being a bully in, not high school, not elementary school, I mean, not middle school, elementary school, like second or third grade. Yeah, yeah, trying to destroy another 16-year-old trying to enter the business. Yeah, anonymously, of course, saying she was a bully when she was a baby. See, see. Evidently, in South Korea, if you're going to be in the entertainment industry, you must be pure as the driven snow. Your entire life, entire life, entire life. Third grader, you have better not done anything wrong. In middle school, same thing. High school, absolutely not. You know what? There's one actress I know who they'll never get for school bullying because she was smart. Another young actress in her 20s, Kim So-hyun. Why won't they ever get her? Because she didn't go to school. She homeschooled. Yeah. Very smart. Very smart. Because it seems to me that anymore, just about any time, especially girl groups, when they debut, there is somebody waiting at the keyboard. You were a bully. You did this. You did that. And they prove it by simply showing a picture of the girl before she debuted. Anybody can get pictures of school pictures. Holy crap. That's what's happening to Jung Eon. She did this and she did that. Anonymous, anonymous, anonymous. Oh, by the way, here's her picture. So what? The point is, they're doing it again. They will not learn. Korea will never learn. They need to. This needs to stop. These personal attacks on people. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, 14,000 plus people died in 2024 by taking their own lives. I mentioned some big name stars, but there were smaller name stars, or people in the business, who have done the same thing. I think there's 5 in the last 5 months in the industry have taken their lives in South Korea. I'm running out of things to say. I wanted to chat, and I guess that's my chat. But to see young, beautiful, or handsome, doesn't matter, talented people ended by the society itself is appalling. It's sad. And it makes Korea a laughingstock. And it needs to stop. Got to get a handle on mental issues, mental health issues. They've got to get a handle on this idea that it's okay to destroy people just because they're there. It has to stop. That's my take. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I guess I have one. I don't know. I've never said that before. I'd also like your comments. I'm not sure if I said everything I wanted to say. I just kind of slung it from the heart tonight without any deep thought or preparation. But I hope I got the point across. We need to stop with the nonsense. We need not have any more Kim Se-rans or Lee Sung-hyuns. We just don't. Granddaddy P, signing out.